Hello guys and welcome back to Makeup FOMO. Today we are doing just a little quick tutorial with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic Vault Palette. And so of course, as I always do, I'm starting off with just the Bone Matte Flesh Tone shade just to set my whole entire lid. And then with this shade, it's so weird to say that, I'm just getting a fluffy brush and just buffing that all into the crease. As y'all can see, like, this is kind of patchy and like it doesn't really blend very easily. I didn't show all of it obviously, but like I had to go back and blend with this like kind of a lot of times. Like it just wasn't very pigmented, it was very patchy. Y'all will see that I struggle very hard in this video. And so now I'm using the shade Potion, which is like the really gorgeous army green shade. And I know greens are kind of hard shades in general, but like again, I think you can kind of see like it's just kind of skipping and it's a little bit patchy, and it might be my fault for blending these two shades together, but it just kind of gets very muddy and like murky in the crease. And again, it's just like not blending. Like you can kind of see it's not really fusing together. But I just kind of moved past it with the shade Trickery, and I was just packing this onto the lid. Again, maybe I should have used my finger, but this just was kind of hard to like get full pigmentation out of, and I had to just dip back into it a lot of times, and it was very hard to work with. But I packed that all over the lid, and then I took the shade Mojo, again kind of patchy and like difficult to work with, but I just started packing this on like the outer third of the eye, and then like sort of blending it just into like the outer third of the crease area as well. Again, it's just like looking very murky and muddy, and like I just had to keep blending, but like you can even see in the outer portion of like the crease, it's just so patchy. Oh, I was so frustrated doing this and editing this. But then with that Power Cut shade, this is a very pretty shade. I just went directly in with my finger because I knew that was probably the only way this was gonna work. And I just topped it over that green shade just to get kind of a cool different effect, and so it wasn't so dark. I also put that Shame shade in my inner corner and on my brow bone because that's kind of the only highlight shade other than the matte shade in this palette as well. And then I went back into that green shade just to kind of buff out my lower lash line. I didn't really use very much of it, but I just blended a little bit of it on the lower lash line just to kind of tie in the lower lash line. And then I also went back on the same brush with that same shade and tried to blend out the upper like crease area again. But then see how like I start rubbing it, that upper corner, like it just like got stuck to my skin, and like I couldn't freaking blend it. And it was so patchy, it was so weird how that was doing that, and I was getting so annoyed. And like no matter what, I could not make the blending of these shades like make sense. It just kind of looks like crap, and I just kind of had to accept that. So I just moved on. I tight lined with my L'Oreal eyeliner like I always do, and then I used MAC Costa Riche on my waterline because I thought the brown and the green would kind of look nice together. And then I just threw on a bunch of coats of my Maybelline, I think this is like the Push Up something or other mascara after I curled my lashes. I used the same mascara on the top and bottom lash lines. I do really like this mascara, but I cut out a lot of it because I just threw on a million coats to try to make this look better. I think y'all can even see here, like it's just so not blended and patchy. I mean, I guess this is good for like a grungy type look, but that wasn't necessarily what I was going for. It just kind of all ended up looking like a big mess on my eye. I do love the shimmer shades, but this was just a hot mess. And then lastly, I just threw on the Dose of Colors Can You Not gloss. I got myself a little bit more put together because I was headed out. These smell so good, by the way. So that is the final look. Once I was like done with it, I didn't really mind it, but this is not my favorite palette of all time, but I do need to probably play with it a little bit more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye guys.